Hey, great Wednesday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and it was a awesome day after the last day of early voting type of day, and it was pretty amazing. And I say that it was pretty amazing because there was like this pressure that has been taken off of you. And I know that there's still some campaigning, and I'm going to be doing some posts out there in regards to get out to vote, making phone calls, text messages. Hopefully, have individuals taking people out to vote on Saturday. We don't stop till it's over. Uh, with that said, um, it's not over. It's just not over. But the calmness. Uh, One of the things that I think I've shared with a lot of folks here in on these lives and here in the city of Brownsville is, you know, you've got to let go of things and move forward. Um, I'm hoping that individuals learn that maturity that a lot of times comes with age. Age helps you, sometimes focus on the things that really matter a little more than on things that are not really as important as a lot of times we give them uh, value or importance. Um, and I want to say this because of what happened, what I talked about, I think yesterday and this morning, probably this morning more, in regards to Linda Macias being very, very rude. Um, uh, Rude, just crass, cheap, and again, it's just unfortunate because I don't think that she completely realizes, all this crap that went out there in regards to the teamwork and uh, dream work for the teamwork, some crap that she would say. It all goes to nothing because look, at the end of the day, what's going to happen if Miss Macias does become the next uh, city commissioner for District 2 and Erasmo Castro becomes mayor of the city of Brownsville? Is she going to hold on to that animosity, that hate, that cheapness? Or is she going to, is to keep her word or follow through with her promises of teamwork and we're going to work together? Which I don't buy. I still think she is part of that little uh, committee and board clique that constantly screws everybody over. I don't think she's any better than any one of them, and that's just unfortunate. But I will work with her if she is our next city commissioner. Will work with everyone on there because my dislike for her pettiness is minimal compared to the devotion, dedication, and love that I have for my community. And my community deserves individuals on there that are going to work together to find solutions to the things that completely hurt us and ail us. And Pedro Cardenas is a friend of mine, always will be a friend, and he knows that. And there's some things that we don't agree with, but we've disagreed, but we continue to have coffee together, or he still owes me lunch. And we continue to communicate. And let me say, there are only two commissioners on the city commission right now that have frequent and constant conversations with, and it's Pedro Cardenas and Commissioner de los Santos. And I know people may be upset about it and everything, but I've not hidden it, and I would never hide it. Actually, I got frustrated at one point with individuals because they were going, "Oh, you're talking to Commissioner de los Santos." I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's our commissioner. We're going to have conversations with him, going to have lunch with him." Uh, Actually, I saw him last night. Congratulated him on the race that he ran because it was him running the race. I don't know if he caught the irony, but I ran into him at Toscafinos, and I said, "Hey," he was out there with another great friend of mine, Jared Hockema, and I love Jared Hockema. I love Jared Hakama, and with Commissioner De Los Santos' partner and some other individual who introduced himself. I'm just not good with names. And I went up there and saludé, gave him a hug, said, "Hey, good race you ran." Asmo, it's about having better communication. That's what's needed to be fixed, 100%. And that is very, very true. So I went out there, and it's true. And I appreciate that Commissioner Cardenas and Commissioner Los Santos constant communication, and that's important. Um, and congratulated him, said, "Hey, congratulations on on the good race run," because he ran Brian Martinez's race. I don't like this. I don't dislike Brian Martinez. I like Brian Martinez. Just don't think he would be a great commissioner for the community, and because a lot of the verbiage, the wording that he would say, it just didn't make sense. Like he made mention, he goes, I'll have conversations with anyone. And that's not true, because I reached out to him a couple of times, maybe two, three times, and he had no conversations with Erasmo Castro, which is fine. Again, they try to play these little childish games like, no quiero hablar contigo, no quiero saludarte a ti. Well, that's your call. But one of the things that I think, as much as uh, Captain Bob may be a little bit on the crazy side, one of the things that he's correct about is that, look, we in the our organizational chart, which I agree with, we are the individuals that put these folks into office. And even if we didn't vote for them, they serve the community as a whole. And I understand the division of the districts, which I'm glad the system is that way, because again, Commissioner Cardenas has been very active in District 4. And it's not him telling me. I am in tune with the community, suffice that I get feedback like, oh, this started to change on District 4. This started to change in District 4. I can appreciate that. But more importantly, he is a part of the whole that is the city of Brownsville. It's not just his district that he has to think about. It is Brownsville as a whole. How, if every commissioner was out there pushing for their district to prosper and go up, then Brownsville will continue to go up. But that's for another story. But we got to come together. We got to work together, because we don't know what the city commission is going to look like. Wait for Old Highway 77. Yes, I've heard of that, and I can appreciate that, because that's one of the streets that a lot of folks out there have. We've all complained about it. I think I have more than anyone, but I'm glad, because it's an important highway, and I'm glad. I think it's state owned. I'm glad that we're putting pressure on individuals at the state to come fix their mess. So that's awesome. But look, we don't know what the city commission is going to look like, guys. We don't. Absolutely not. And I don't know if people understand that I I expect to be the next mayor of the city of Brownsville, but I'm not going to be out there like, "F you, Rose Gowen, F you, Pedro Carden, F you, Commissioner de las Chanclas." That's not my job. My job is to sit down with Pedro Cardenas when he finally invites me to lunch and say, "Hey, bro, how can we help each other out? How can we work together, to uplift District 1 and District 4 and the city of Brownsville together?" And look, guys, as much as I dislike Rose Gowen, can't stand her. I'm going to work with her. It's simple as that. Cannot stand her. I believe that she has been horrible for the city of Brownsville as commissioner at large. She's an elected official. She is out there as my representative here in the city of Brownsville on that commission. I don't have to like her. She doesn't have to like me. We just got to work together. So if I become mayor of the city of Brownsville, I will work with Rose Gowen. I will work with Commissioner de los Santos. And as crazy as it may sound, Commissioner de los Santos and Pedro Canes and myself are probably going to be a powerhouse out there, because we will work well together. Um, and again, I will work well with whoever the next commissioner is in District 2, even if it's Linda Macias, who was a childish brat yesterday. And I will work well with uh, whoever is the next at large commissioner, and I will work well with whoever the voters decide to put in District 1. City owned, city, oh, we'll fix it. Oh, already been approved. That's awesome. I did not know that. Thought it was the state. Awesome job, man. And let me tell you, it's a good street. It's a good street. I think it's it's one of our historic streets to a certain point. So kind of cool, kind of great. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's all about meeting halfway and finding a common ground. Yeah, but you see, and that's exactly right, because the city is more important. The community, our community, is more important than my ego, than my uh, poutiness, my afrentosismo. It's more important. So we've got to come together. And let me say this: uh, I don't know what the outcome of the race is. I'm praying that we've done enough. You too, Bobby. Have a great evening. God bless you. And I think you had an anniversary or something. Maybe if I'm wrong. It's good to see you, Papa. Este, now we can talk bad about him. Did he leave? Let me say, guys, uh, we don't know what the outcome is. I'm praying to God that we do make the runoff, and if we are in the runoff, guys, we will kick some major butt. We will be the next mayor of the city of Brownsville. So, guys, please continue to push and move, motivate individuals to go out there vote. I got calls this morning in regards to there was going to be the Cameron County Party luncheon or something meeting. I don't know what it was, something like that. But they said, "Oh, that's well, you got to go. There's gonna be a lot of candidates there." I'm like, I didn't get invited. And at first, I started thinking, like, was I the only one that didn't get invited? But I think when I think Kathy told me, she goes, "No, it's just that they're going to have a meeting. People are going to show up and talk to people out there." And it's somewhat of a smart move, I would say, because it's a lot of Republicans decide not to vote till uh, till election day, and I understand why a lot of people are afraid that their votes are going to be stolen, and that's one of the things that I think a lot of people tend to forget, that we are known here in the city of Brownsville, in Cameron County, for voter fraud, harvesting votes. 7 votes in a warehouse that is empty. So we're famous for it. And it's just the truth. We're famous for it. So it's going to be an interesting race. So I didn't go to the luncheon because I didn't get invited, but more importantly, because I had a wedding at 12. But look, guys, I'm not going to go out there and pander for votes. I'm not going to be out there and kissing anyone's ring. I refuse to do that. I'm not going to, and just going to continue to run the race whichever way I can, and with the means that I have in order to run a race. It's just that simple. Hi, Erasmo. Thank you for motivating us to vote. Yes, please, guys. It is important. Come out and vote. It is important. I haven't. It's so good not to have to see, Jessica Tetro. I didn't see John much out there, at all. Maybe he was out there sporadically, but again, I'm not questioning his way of running a race. He can run a race any way he wants, but I still don't see a lot of gumph trying behind John Cowan's race, and I see a lot more in Jessica's race. That's why I think a lot of people out there are saying that she and I are probably going to get stuck in the runoff. Should we start the petition for the recount now or later? I think I should start the GoFundMe page. GoFundMe page for the recount. It's coming on Monday. Better believe it. We'll see what happens, guys. It's going to be interesting. We get poll watchers that are going to be out there. I think Susan has a couple already, and so I'm going to trust in Susan's people to be helping us out. It's going to be interesting. I had wanted to ask Kimberly Dale if she would. She's meticulous, so I wanted to see if she would come out and do that. I'm haven't gotten word back from her, so I'm not sure. Um, I think we're going to be okay, guys. I think we're going to do really, really well. We'll see. Might not, but I think we're going to do really well. And there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about today before I sign off. I'm going to take a small little break from a posting starting next week. Going to go on a vacate type of situation. Actually, I'm going on a missionary trip, so I will not be. Uh, I will be doing shows as best as I can. I'll promise that much, and posting as best as I can. But starting tomorrow, I will be taking a break, a little bit. Um, ah, my mind went dead. What else happened today that I wanted to talk about? I should write this stuff down. That's what happens when Sam's not on the show. Um, had another fire at Cameron Park. I think it's like the third fire in the past week, which is kind of a horrible situation for individuals out there. Because at this point in time, if your house burned down, it's kind of hard. Uh, what are you going to do afterwards? Uh, you know, unless you have insurance, and insurance covers fire and stuff. But a lot of people, I would say, in Cameron Park do not. Um, yeah, that's. I think that was part of the thing. I saw a show that she did with Captain Bob. I was actually starting to see it, but then I got busy at work. There's no way for them to remove her from the ballot, guys. Absolutely no way. It's just impossible. So it's not going to happen. So she is still on the ballot. What the conundrum that exists though was having her on the ballot in the first place. So anyone that comes within, let's say, 100 votes from, let's say she gets 300 votes. I'm thinking that's about a fair number. Let's say she gets so many votes, and and I didn't make the runoff by 100 votes. I might feel send me a link through Messenger. Oh, I may start going out there and think that, uh, you know, hold on. Susan wants to come on. Screw that girl. Why does she always want me to send stuff through Messenger? I don't get it. Why is she so bossy? We're not running anymore, Susan. You can't tell me what to do. Sorry, guys. I'm trying, girl.
Don't be talking to me in that tone.
um,
Because Messenger is easier because then I just go to my little Facebook.
um, in regards to Jennifer, going into Sam's question, she cannot be removed from the ballot. I mean, it was the second to the last day of early voting. I mean, that was not going to be. I think the only thing that comes into play is like someone want to go out there and sue, like, oh, if she hadn't been on there, I could have gotten those extra 100 votes that I needed to be in the runoff or something like that. Something like that might happen. The truth of the matter is, we don't know what's going to happen. No
I
one
told
does.
her. I told her today that I said, wow, there's Brownsville for you. I said, not only can dead people vote, but they can run also because they're gonna treat her votes as a deceased candidate. And I said, oh my God, so dead people can vote and run for office. Great.
People get die and run for office. It's just a bad situation. Oh, now I remember what the hell was that I want to talk about tonight? Um, we got a timeline for PUB trying to give back money to the people of Brownsville.
You owe me $2.
No, because it hasn't happened yet, Susan.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
Susan, they said they were going to do it in April. You do remember that, right?
Yeah, it was April 28th, and they were going to approve it April 28th, and then the commission was going to approve it May 2nd, and that's exactly what happened.
How much money are the people expecting back?
Depending on their usage, we're looking at $250.
That's crazy, Susan.
About estimate.
260 is what the news media put out there. 260 bucks.
It's a start.
That's all they're going to want to give back, Susan.
Well, that's all that they're going to give back if there's certain people elected to office, yes, but that's what was in the bank account. That's what's got to come back now. Then everything else will work on later.
We'll work on it later.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Very, very hopeful. It's a slap in the face, I think, because it just doesn't bide well where you've got individuals like Eddie Trevino, Marin, the same ones that are funding the campaign for Jessica Tetreault and John Cowan. When you got these individuals out there who banked millions, millions. We get
Well,
260,000.
PUB doesn't have 179 million to give back to the people. They don't even have 130 million. They don't even have 114 million to give back to the people all at once. So you're going to have to
find it,
make sure that that it wasn't spent on us already. And if it wasn't, then we work on getting it back in increments some way or another. But I'm very happy that the PUB board and the commission have voted for all of this to happen. They kept their word. They approved it yesterday. It's gonna happen. They can't go back on it now. And you owe me $2.
Well, I'm still waiting for all my money that you owe me. You owe me like $6 already.
Oh, whatever. I should get like triple for this one, but okay.
Now you're talking
I never lost faith. I never lost faith that they were going to give us that refund.
Now you're talking like PUB.
Yeah.
So the comments. Idar Warrior, yes.
Oh no.
I learned about it, and I actually someone said like, "Erasmo, are you going to hold off on it?" I go, "Yeah, I'm not going to mention it until the family mentions it." But I do have her son. Her son's a friend of mine, and I do have her son on my Facebook page, and he posted a little memorial on her, and I shared that. And look, I don't want people like, "Oh, why were you sharing it?" I go, "Well, because he shared it, and if I feel comfortable sharing it after her son shared it." Ida was an amazing individual, and I had a conversation with a couple of folks on the AAE board, and she was just amazing.
She was.
You could tell that she was passionate about not only the association folk, but the students and all teachers and staff out there. Just very, very, very passionate. I had many, many conversations with her. Towards when we found out that she was up in MD Anderson, at stage 4, and the location and where she had the cancer, sort of knew that it was going to be just a matter of time. It was just going to be a matter of time. And I wanted to reach out, but I thought, at that point in time, a lot of people don't want to get, a lot of that get better, thinking of you little messages. I know I don't.
No, I didn't either. And I don't know if I regret that or not, but I met her during the during the recount with Victor, and spent hours with her that day, and she really is she was an amazing person, beautiful on the inside and out, just gorgeous person. I'm so sorry to hear this. I was so down in regards to that.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, we are we are a great team in a weird way. I don't know why. Can't stand her.
I can't stand him.
But but we work well together. That's one of the things I was saying. You don't have to like individuals to work well with them, and that's where everyone's head needs to be. Whoever wins, when whoever wins on May 6th, I'm praying that that we get that they whoever wins, has that mindset. It's not personal. It's not against the individual. We all got to come together and work for the community. And I'm hoping that that's the same mindset for the individuals who are going to go into the runoff, and whoever it may be, and whoever does wind up serving after this summer, that it, Brownsville benefits.
Yeah, the mayor's race is absolutely going into runoff. We don't have enough voter turnout for it not to.
No, yeah, it's possible. As much as one of my opponents was out there saying, I won, I won. I know I'm just going to be the mayor after May 6th. Going like, I don't
No,
know,
there's not enough votes.
I don't know who.
I think we closed it at on Tuesday at 6,232.
6,235, I think.
235, whatever.
Like that. I remember the number because I'm surprised that I actually remember those numbers.
Do you want
But
me to prove you wrong? That it was 6,232?
you might be right. I don't know. Now I'm curious enough
Double or nothing?
on my $6. Two. You're right.
Don't ever question me.
Y'all almost got me there. What wasn't Arturo? Wasn't Arturo? Crap, sorry. Arturo running and right, and then now Jennifer. Arturo.
Trevino? No.
No, I think he's out there in Jennifer. One of
You froze up. Or did I freeze up?
was that.
You sound like a robot. Are you here?
So do you.
Oh.
If I- Do you hear me?
I can hear you, and just there you are.
It's crazy.
Oh.
I mean, damn Spectrum. I can't stand them sometimes. Yay, students are for commissioner.
Yay!
Rudy on the gram tonight. Rudy made a what PUB customers at the utility board finally returns the 31 million collected for the failed Tenasco project. But I hate when they word it that way because it makes it sound like that's all they took from us.
Right.
Ada from LB, but yes. Good evening. Good evening. 260 is from how many millions compared to the 179 plus interest? 31. Erasmo is the negative and Susan is the positive. Yin yin yang. Why am I negative? Charge him interest, Susan.
I should. Y'all heard. He was, "Oh, we're not going to get anything back. We're not going to get anything back."
Well, we haven't yet. And you still owe me $6. Susan, what if I don't have PUB anymore? Will they still reimburse this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there is, Mandy, if you go onto the PUB website, they should have a location where you can update your address if you've moved from the location where you had PUB services, and they will send you a refund check through the mail for whatever you're owed.
We're not getting anything back. Well, I know I'm not getting anything back. I didn't have PUB back then. Susan, if our hope is our hope, while Erasmo keeps it real. While we need an uplift to keep fighting, well, we need the skepticism to keep us grounded. Preach. I'm okay with that. I think it's unfortunate how Miss Stanton was played. She seems like a nice person, but the rules are the rules. Even if an employee didn't do their work correctly and efficiently, she is not qualified to run, be the mayor, even if she can't be removed, nor can anyone get her votes, but she might be able to sue the city. Again, I'm not an attorney. I just pretend to be one. So I do not know.
Yeah, I actually think she can. I think she can sue the city to at least get her campaign funds back, everything she spent on her campaign. Um, but they're not going to remove her from the ballot, obviously, and they're going to just not count the votes as valid votes.
It's crazy. If you all win on Saturday, when do you physically take office? That's actually a good question. I think it's 2 weeks after the votes get canvassed. I think.
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Rest in peace, Ida. The bossy lady went down fighting always. He froze, and both of you sound like robots. Sup, Erasmo? Hey, Jesse, love you. Sounds like you're all inside an aquarium. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, he's Susan Commissioner at Large, the best person for the job. Preciado. I voted, but said it was provisional. I live outside city limits. The board will decide if my vote counts.
I'm surprised they let you vote, Ludovina, because there's a lot of people that live outside the city limits that haven't even been able to cast a vote. So
I wonder.
that's interesting that they gave you a provisional.
I wonder if it's just because it's so close to some people's places are just so close to the um,
City limits.
to the line. That
Yeah, I think there's been a handful of people that have reached out to me and they live on certain roads. Like one of them lived behind Cameron Park, not in Cameron Park, but behind it. And the road next to them was in city limits and their road was not, and they couldn't vote. And then someone called me today that lives out there on 1742, another one that lives outside the city limits, yet has a Brownsville address. It's really odd.
really weird. So, the first time watching the show, no, it's not. But I'll take it. But I'm still hopeful, Susan. Maybe also isn't getting anything bad because he doesn't pay any bills. Well, it's actually you're right. I wasn't paying any bills until I started to office for myself, and then let me tell you, I pay rent and I pay light. I did my part. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lulu. So I don't understand what's the difference between at large A and B versus one, two, three, four commissioners. Uh, one, two, three, four is the city divided in four little clusters, and A and B just a way of putting two more citywide commissioners on there.
I actually think they should just divide it into five, into all districts. Why have an A and a B? Why not just divide the city into, and so that the districts are smaller, so that the commissioners have, you know, even responsibility and it's not so overwhelming for them. Just makes no sense.
I don't know.
Do 6 districts instead of 4. Makes more sense.
Uh, Too much work.
They just redistricted. Wasn't a lot of work.
Celebration party at El Captain Bob's on the border by the sea
Hey, that's a good idea.
or Torito.
Well, that's probably where I'm gonna have it. But man, Captain Bob's will be pretty cool too. He needs to do something.
Victory party at El Captain Bob's on the border by the sea. I think you said that already. If you do win, can you do a whole ditch renewal cleanup reform?
Not just ditches. There needs to be a whole cleanup of the city reform.
Yeah,
But yes, man, that's on the list. As a matter of fact, I've talked to Richard Hitchcock's about the ditch. He actually has one on his agenda for cleaning. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's the one behind the Walmart on Boca Chica.
oh, City Brownsville.
Yep.
Let me say, if we are successful in this race, I will not have a victory party till the weekend after. The weekend after, a week later.
You're not gonna have a watch party.
Oh hell no, no. I've had a couple of those, Susan, and let me tell you, they're depressing when you don't win. It's not a good thing. So no, uh, I do not plan to have a any type of party. I will be secluded, 100%, isolated, a
Mm.
million percent. So no. What are your plans for victory parties or watch parties?
I mean, I'll probably have it at Torito. I thought about having it out at the ranch again, but it's so last minute that if I have anything, it'll be there at Torito. Something small to for whoever wants to go and just kind of watch the results as they roll in.
Well, I'm.
You're freezing up again.
Huh?
You froze up again. I didn't hear you.
When you